Hi, my name is Ayana James, and in this presentation, I'm going to be discussing the PRRS virus and how it affects swine, and an article that creates a vaccine to try to get rid of it.
Oh my gosh, I've done it! I've made the perfect vaccination for PRRS! Here, little piggy, drink up.
Wait, what is PRRS?
You can talk?
That's not important right now. What is PRRS and why do I have it?
So at this point, you're probably wondering what exactly is PRRS and why do I keep talking about it? So PRRS, also known as the porcine reproductive and respiratory syndrome, is a virus first recognized in the United States in the mid-1980s, also called the mysterious swine disease. It's an enveloped, single-stranded RNA virus that produces infections and the replication of macrophages. How PRRS survives outside of a host depends on the temperature, pH, and how exposed it is to disinfectants. So now that you have a basic understanding of what PRRS is, I can now explain why it's so bad for pigs. So PRRS is a virus that spreads quickly and infects the reproductive system of swine, which results in third trimester abortions, premature parturition levels, stillbirths, and neonatal births, and it also produces reduced growth, performance, and respiratory disease. The intensity of the virus depends on how quickly the virus can produce more disease. Other factors that may affect the virus's intensity are the age of the animal and bacterial co-infection. PRRS moves from pig to pig through large populations of pigs who are already infected and contaminated. It can also be taken through different bodily excretions such as blood, saliva, feces, milk, and meat juice, and contaminated semen. And know before you ask, it cannot be passed to humans. In the article studying the control and ratification of PRRS virus type 2 by Paul H. Rajan and Johannes, the group successfully eliminates PRRS from all 12 herds used in their study by using a PRRS type 2 modified live vaccine, which optimized pig flow and the 10 golden rules of biosecurity management. These 10 golden rules are to minimize the cross fostering and movement of piglets, avoid cross fostering after 48 hours, avoid spreading disease when handling piglets by keeping piglets in pens, changing needles between litters, do not move diseased pigs, wean all piglets from each batch simultaneously, and ban weaned piglets from the farrowing rooms, maintain strict all-in, all-out batch production at all times from weaning to finishing, avoid contact between age groups, avoid contact between sows and piglets, and to introduce incoming and home-produced gilts via quarantine. Also administer the PRRS MLV upon entry to quarantine areas. The PRRS MLV is the vaccine that they're using to try to cure PRRS. So to do this study, the researchers used 5 finishing herds, 4 breeding herds, 2 wean to finish herds, and 1 gilt quarantine. The breeding herds contained sows, gilts ready for breeding, and weaned piglets, totaling to around 15,000 piglets between all 12 herds. The animals were separated and moved into 2 separate pig flows, and each flow was controlled by 4 separate owners who worked closely with each other. Each flow was also moved into 2 subgroups, F1B1 and F1B2 in the first flow, and F2B1 and F2B2 in the second. In this study, all piglets were randomly selected. To determine the status of the virus before vaccination, blood samples were taken from 3-week-old piglets and piglets 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, and 8 weeks after breeding in herd nurseries. Samples were taken in 5-week intervals throughout the study. In breeding and WF herds, blood samples were taken from at least 30 animals at each time point and comprised samples from a minimum of 5 animals per age group. In finisher herds, blood samples were taken from at least 20 animals. Less were taken in finisher herds because it was assumed that if pigs were infected with PRRS during the early finishing period, the prevalence of infected pigs would be higher. So the results of this study was that the study was extended from July 2013 to July 2015. All herds used were initially PRRS positive, and after the study they were all confirmed PRRS free by April 2015. F1B1 and F1B2 were initially weaning PCR and ELISA positive piglets. By September of 2013, both were PCR negative, but still ELISA positive. The virus was detected in 5-week-old and 7-week-old piglets in the F1B2 nursery in November of 2013. The virus was removed from the ELISA and PCR positive piglets in F1B2. This nursery was depopulated to keep the virus from spreading. The older pigs were moved out of the study area, but the younger pigs were eventually vaccinated and slaughtered. Remaining negative pigs were moved over to an empty nursery after it was cleaned and disinfected. In terms of feedback, overall I believe the study was very well put together, from how they had different flows and subgroups to the age ranges they used. If I were to change anything in the study, I would use the same farmer for all the pigs, and I would break the subflows down so that there are 8 instead of 4.
Thank you for curing me of that awful disease. Now I have a long life and I won't die.
No problem. Now to cure the rest of the pigs. And please don't ever talk again.
A big thank you goes out to my mom and my auntie for playing a part in the making of this presentation, and another one goes out to everyone who took the time to watch it. Also, thank you to the researchers who conducted the study looking for a way to cure PRRS. Again, thank you so much for watching.